Public Servants Association of South Africa joins us now live. Olivia, can you tell us whether you've heard anything about the possibility of retrenchments in the public sector?
Yes, of course. We, as the PSA, have heard about this deliberation because when Resolution 1 of 2018 was canvassed, one of the issues obviously that came out from the public service and specifically government was that there would be a drive, almost like a drive to reduce the wage bill. Now, one of the ways to reduce the wage bill that we were advised about is that there will be restructuring in government, that there will be voluntary packages that can be taken by those who are over 60 in government. This is to name but a few of the methods that would have been used by government according to the information that we were given. So yes, we were aware of it, but this has also been an ongoing process where we are still in negotiations at the PSCBC over this, and this has been tabled once or twice or so. But we were still waiting for, a final tabling of the actual methods that were going to be utilized to reduce the wage bill. So yes, we are aware of it, but there's been no deliberations as such on the issue in the bargaining forum.
Now, the Mail and Guardian, of course, reporting that it was discussed in the Cabinet Lekotla this week, which means government is a step closer to actually implementing this plan. What do you have to say about that? Do they, of course, need to discuss this with unions first?
Yeah, of course. I mean, our stand is that this issue should have been discussed with unions first, especially before it could be taken to the media, because our understanding is that the issue has now been taken to the media and it's almost open to public debate before it has been put before the unions who represent the very employees who are going to be affected by the stand. So we are of the view that this issue should have been brought to us as total as it was from the Lekotla, for us to be able to take certain stands, for us to get mandates from our members, and for us to be able to engage our own employees as labor. So, of course, the issue should have been tabled before us, and we should have been brought in on the plan, because, to be honest, as the PSA, we are of the view that the current plan, as it stands, does not seem like much of a plan at all. It seems as though there is a cutting of jobs without an actual application of the mind by government. For argument's sake, our questions are questions such as, once they begin this process, what happens to the skills that we are going to lose when people leave the public service? What is going to happen to the institutional knowledge that we are going to lose when people are leaving the public service? What are the plans and what is the contingencies that have been put in place by government in order to circumvent a situation where we have government but we have no skills that are inside government, and we are then forced to go and outsource contractors? We have all of those questions now, and now none of those questions have really been answered to our satisfaction as the PSA, simply because this issue has not been thoroughly threshed out within the PSCBC.
Now, you will, of course, oppose 30,000 job cuts, but what's the alternative when government says we really are running out of money?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I think that, Resolution 1 of 2018 in itself is us as union coming together to say, look, in the next coming 5 years, there's almost like a control over how much government is going to spend in terms of salary. So that argument, unfortunately, has already been brought up before us to say we don't have enough money. And in an effort to try and assist government, we have agreed to Resolution 1 of 2018. We have gone with Resolution 1 of 2018 because we believe that that was a way to also alleviate some of the pressure from government and also from the taxpayer, from having to pay exorbitant amounts of money towards the wage bill. So I doubt that that argument can then be advanced once again to argue for the issue of job cuts. It's a bit far removed in our view.
And Cosatu threatening mass action, what's your move if this does go ahead?
The issue of mass action, are you saying that the PSA, our view in terms of mass action?
Yes.
Well, we have not had those discussions, because remember that before there can be any mass action that goes out, we need to firstly go through a process where we get mandates from our members. The issue firstly needs to be tabled before us in the PSCBC. We need to have a discussion around the issues which I've indicated earlier. Have some answers regarding those questions. Take back this the issue and the actual documentation, the actual proposal of the employer. We need to take it before our constituencies, table it before them, and get a mandate. The PSA works on mandate. We are mandated by our members. We do not act on our own. So unfortunately, we have not been placed in a position where we can engage our constituencies, because this very issue has not been threshed out in the bargaining forum. So at this stage, the issue of mass action is not something that we have looked at as such. But of course, I mean, anything is possible once we have received a mandate from our members.
All right, thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. That was Olivia Mashigo from the Public Servants Association of South Africa.